I hope you're all enjoying first end action of the Draw 7 Coronation Business Group cash Spiel here. We have Team Tardi versus Team Craig. Both teams have a 2-1 record. This is our crossover game today for the pools. So final game of round robin action here. We had a chance to watch Team Tardi play yesterday. They've rallied off a couple wins since then, defeating Brad Wood and the Kamada team from Japan. We saw them lose to Dangerfield in the first draw of action here yesterday morning. And West Craig also had a 2-1 record. They had wins over Daniel Wenzek and the Chan team, who's going to be representing us at the Deaf Olympics here coming up, and lost to Jim Cotter. Just going to get our scoreboard corrected here. Hammer in the first end actually belongs to Team Craig. So Wes is just asking for board weight here. Just a little full on that one, and it's going to go skating by. Chance for Team Tardi to position a nice center guard here with that high guard as well, just over the hog line. Sterling Middleton throwing the third rocks for Team Tardi as usual. Originally from Fort St. John. Now a Douglas College student in the Lower Mainland here. He's been with Tyler for all three of his Canadian Junior Championships the past few years. Wes Craig is throwing third rocks and calling the game on Team Craig this week. Wes is multiple BC Senior Men's Champion, playing with his son Miles this weekend, so nice to see a father-son team together here. Miles normally plays with Jason Montgomery, who lost the BC Men's Final to Jim Cotter last season. So right now, Tyler's just looking to throw a guard. Really want to make sure that West isn't able to run this red tight guard back into the blue. Look like Hack waits the call here, just looking to tap that red rock back and see if they can get shot rock, or at least second shot here. One's a little wide. Gonna end up right going over top of everything, and a little bit of trouble here for Team Craig in the first end. Tyler's looking to draw this one top 4 foot right on top of that blue that's there. These guys are coming off a weekend in Oakville where they made the playoffs, earning themselves some cash and points. Their first event of the season. Just papered the guard there. Lovely shot there, taps it right to the button, and that scoring zone's getting smaller and smaller for Miles Craig, the last rock thrower here from Victoria Curling Center. Calls Mill Bay home. So Miles is looking to get some blue rocks moving here and open up his scoring area for his last one. Miles throws second rocks normally on Team Montgomery, but can really play every position. Gets 2 of them moving, and should give himself an out-turn draw for his last one if Tyler's able to make this real good here on his next.
Well, we put that's what I was going to say, we put the fans so the air circulator, the air wasn't circulating all the time, that's what it was. So check this out, this is what it was doing before we got the air circulator. Yeah, it's gross. And so we have the air circulator, obviously.
So Tyler's throwing that same shot he just threw, looking to have a little less weight and a This one top of the 4-foot.
Yeah, basically the cooler you have in here.
Guys are on it early.
That's cooler than here. Yeah, 'cause this is a nice. Yeah.
Nice shot from Tyler. Still leaving this out turn draw for Miles here. Looks like he needs full 8 foot to only give up one and a piece of the button there to get the single. So Miles nicely draws the tee line there to give up the single. Great draw to kick things off for his team. Even though it's a steal of one, they'll take that. We'll be back in a moment for second end action. Just enjoy this break from our sponsor.
Miles ago, champ.
Shouldn't we be going faster?
Nah, with Bel Air Direct, you can save money on your optional car insurance by driving safely.
Up to 25%. Slow and steady, champ.
Save up to 25% for safe driving on your optional car insurance with Bel Air Direct.
Also just wanting to take a chance to introduce the teams tonight. So Team Tardi throwing Skip Stones, Tyler Tardi. Third, Sterling Middleton. Second, Jordan Tardi. And lead, Alex Horvath. Coach, Paul Tardi. And on the Craig team, it's Skip Miles Craig throwing last rocks. And calling the game and throwing third rocks is Wes Craig. Second is Craig Burton. And lead is Keith Clark. Kicking things off here will be Alex Horvath throwing lead stones for Team Tardi. Alex won that World Junior Championship with Tyler and Sterling last year, while Jordan here had aged out and was playing men's with Daniel Wenzek. Keith Clark here throwing lead rocks for Team Craig's been a long-time competitive curler in BC and recently went to the Curling Club Nationals in 2018 and won those Nationals with Bart Sawyer as a skip. Craig there at second stones was also on that team. So again, that guard's just a little higher than Craig would have liked here, or sorry, Keith would have liked, and gonna pretty well be able to get at anything behind that. Alex is just being asked to throw the tight center guard here. Great placement with his first one. No sweepers required. Nicely placed there by Alex. Good pair. Keith now looking to make the corner freeze here. You are watching the final draw of pool play of the King Cash if you're just tuning in. Both these teams are at 2-1, looking to get a victory here and guarantee themselves a place in the top 6. That draw come up a little light now. Team Tardi's just looking to protect that situation they have. To clean things up here with a double peel. It's curling early. So the situation's pretty good for Tyler with those two blues. So he's going to try to eliminate a couple of reds here, and he's happy with the center guard and a rock top 8. If this double peel's made, you might see Wes play a double on his next. Alex just wants to go have a look and make sure this is the right call. Sorry, I didn't get the score updated that last end. It is 1-0 for Team Tardi, who had the steal there in 1. If you weren't with us, we're all up to date now on the scoreboard. Just like to take this chance to recognize Coronation Business Group, who's a sponsor of the event and great sponsor of the Golden Ears Winter Club here, as well as Bel Air Direct Insurance and Best Western, title sponsors of the BC Curling Tour. A little change in plans here, just playing around those two reds, and so Wes is now going to try driving that red corner guard back that Tyler and the boys chose to draw around. Not a bad outcome there, rolling the shooter, rolling a red one in the rings and opening things up a little bit. Chance now to make a little hit and roll here, and Wes is looking at maybe making the double and spin up there. So really costly. They're not getting the inside roll, and Tyler's going to try to do the same here. Get rolling a little bit. We're in third's last stone here for Team Tardi in the second end. Really nice control weight from Sterling there, and that's a great hit and roll. Miles now just asking for a control weight hit and roll from his dad. Get a couple of those blues moving too. This one's curling big early on him though, and I think it's all over the guard. So Miles and his dad are just looking at what they can do here to leave himself a shot for one on his last. Not much opportunity to score from the left-hand side of that sheet right now with all those guards up. But the good news for Team Craig is there's nothing in the forefoot really, just something biting the forefoot at this point. So. Looks like he's just calling the hit and roll on top here, so to hit this a little high side and roll on top of the rock in front of West there. For it to curl a little bit here. Great shot from Miles Craig there, and looks like Tyler can just pick it out of there, but it should give Miles a nice simple draw for his point, which it was looking pretty tough there a couple shots ago for him. So with everything going there, you might even see Miles look at the blank attempt, but I think they're going to wisely draw for their point here. Craig Burton and Keith Clark managing this one down the ice. Looking a little hot out of their hands. It's going to slide a little too far, and it's a steal of one for Team Tardi. So they'll take a 2-0 lead going into the third end, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Miles ago, champ.
Shouldn't we be going faster?
Nah, with Bel Air Direct, you can save money on your optional car insurance by driving safely.
Up to 25%. Slow and steady, champ.
Save up to 25% for safe driving on your optional car insurance with Bel Air Direct.
So back-to-back steals to kick things off for Team Tardi. It's been a bit of a shaky start for the Craig team. So So with the 2-point lead, Tyler's going to play his first in the rings here. Good job by Jordan and Sterling there to manage that one down the ice. Good sweep. Keith Clark is now part of West Craig's senior men's team. He's asking this one to stop. Looks like it might be a little hot here. We've seen a lot of corner guards slip into the rings this weekend on sheet 3 here. We missed seeing Alex in that first draw of action here as our feature game yesterday morning, but I'm sure the boys are happy to have him back in the lineup here today, and he's playing rock solid through 3 ends. This is the first stop on the BC Men's and Ladies Curling Tour this year, and there are several points available this weekend, along with at all the events on the BC Curling Tour this year. We'd like to thank Via Sport and Hosting BC for their support of all events on the tour this year. From Vernon to Kamloops to Penticton. Lots of events happening in BC this season. So a little bit of an overcurl for Team Tardi there. It's going to give Team Craig a chance to make a little hit and roll here. Looks like they're about edge to edge, but there's lots of curl after that guard. Dean Jonis is the chief ice maker here at Golden Ears Winter Club, and he's done a great job. So with a little bit of an inside roll there, Tyler's just asking for a similar shot now with just hack weight. So Jordan is kind of the new guy back on this team this year. He spent last year with Daniel Wenzek while his brother played that last year at juniors, winning his second World Junior and third Canadian Junior Championship. Great shot from Jordan there. Awesome weight control, thrown just what was asked, and don't think he could have made that one any better. So each skip just bringing the weight down a little bit. Wes is same ice now, just asking for kind of back line-ish. Hoping they can get a little more of an inside roll on this one. Not a bad outcome with pushing the center guard over and probably forcing a hit out of Tyler here. So it's going to allow West to be able to probably play a draw on his next shot. Or hit and roll. So as expected, West is just going to kind of lob one in there behind those corner guards. And when it comes to rocks in play, that's definitely the comfort zone of Wes Craig over the years. He loves to have rocks in play and junk it up a little bit, as they say. So another rub for West there, and he's just a little off the mark so far today, and making things a little tough on Miles, but I'm sure he'll figure out where to get the broom. We're seeing lots of late finish on this ice, so if you can be sweeping at the end for finish rather than trying to hold it, it's really to your advantage. $14 1/4 on the hog-to-hog time, so the weight looks a little up right now. Opportunity back for Wes Craig to play a little offense here and try to keep his rock in front of the tee line. Just realizing the colors are opposite there for y'all at home. Sorry about that. We'll get that fixed in just a moment here. So shot rock is Wes Craig. You just tap that one back there and Nice shot from Tyler to get all the curl they could out of that and sit 1-2 and 3. It looks like 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great shot. So Miles Craig looking to maybe throw a little less weight than West just threw and make the corner freeze here. $14.44 on the hog to hog there, so the weight's a little better than it was with Wes's if they can manage the line here. And great shot from Miles Craig, who is playing really well so far through this game, other than that draw in 2 that was a little deep. He's made some great shots so far. Jordan's trying to make this one curl as much as they can and just make the little pick there, and not quite. It's going to give Miles that chance to draw for his 2 here, and a couple ways to get there. They can play the same path they just played, or throw that wider out turn path. They're going to stick with the one they know here and come in right on top of their red. Always nice to throw the same shot twice in a row, especially after you made it the first time. One's running a little straighter than the last. $14.38, so the time is great. And that'll be 2 for Team Craig here in the third end of play, so that ties things up at 2. We'll be back in just a moment with our fourth end. Enjoy this message from our sponsor.
Miles ago, champ.
Shouldn't we be going faster?
Nah, with Bel Air Direct, you can save money on your optional car insurance by driving safely.
Up to 25%. Slow and steady, champ.
Save up to 25% for safe driving on your optional car insurance with Bel Air Direct.
As we kick things off here in the fourth end, the lead for Team Craig, Keith Clark, just being asked to throw a tight center guard. The draw weight struggle continues here for Keith, and that one's going to actually come behind the tee line, so likely see Team Tardi ignore that and put up a corner guard. Thanks to Marcio for getting that score fixed for me. As we kick off this fourth end, just want to recognize our sponsors, Coronation Business Group, Bel Air Direct Insurance, as well as the Best Western Hotel of choice for Curl BC. Feel free to go to the Curl BC website if you're looking at a Best Western Hotel across Canada or North America, and use the corporate ID code to get a discount. All events on the BC Curling Tour this year, men's and women's, are supported by Via Sport and Hosting BC, so we'd like to recognize their support too. So Keith makes no mistake on that next one, throwing a very nice center guard there, and even kind of choking off that freeze or draw around the corner. Tyler's now looking at hitting this rock in the back of the house here. Alex Horvath from Victoria Curling Center. Nice shot from Alex there, and gonna force the hit from Wes here, and maybe a chance to use that corner guard on Team Tardy's next one. Great shot from Craig Burton there, making the hit and roll as asked. Nice call from Tyler here. This center line guard is a threat, so he's just going to make a hit and roll attempt here now and open up his scoring area, and hopefully be able to draw to the wings a little later. They're on it early for line. A little bit of an overcurl, but main mission accomplished in eliminating that center guard. West looking to keep the offense going here. He's going to ask for that center guard to be replaced. Just wants to be a little bit on the, as long as he's on the right-hand side of the center line, it should be far enough over. So West got his center guard, and Tyler's happy to go around that and sit one top four, and Wes is probably happy to see Tyler play on this shot too, seeing as he threw the center guard just now. So things should get nice and exciting here for the rest of this end. And Jordan Tardi looking to put this one top 4 foot. Nice throw from Jordan, and great sweep from the boys there to put that one on the top of the 4 foot. And time for West to follow him down. Nice shot from West there, and looks like he's found his draw weight, and he's back. So with those angles being a bit of an advantage for West right now, Tyler's just looking for Sterling to kind of get to 3/4 or even the nose of this one and tap that blue back a little bit. Back 4 weight here. Weight looks awesome. So with that scoring area getting smaller and smaller, Wes is just looking to put one on top of that here and stagger things a little bit.
I know, it's a big one.
Nice shot from Wes, and Tyler's going to take a look at the angles here and see what he's got. There's lots of big weight ability in Sterling and himself here, so Lots of good systems in place on this team. Often see Alex down here at this point, kind of communicating with Tyler. Alex was a skip for a lot of years before he joined the Tardi team. So lots of discussion here, just deciding whether they can run this back and going to play a board weight here. So looking just to run this blue into the pile, but also just might kind of open things up here by changing all those angles. Of the two guards. Precise shot here for Sterling Middleton. It's a little wide. And leaving some options here for Team Craig, looking at they can come off their own to sit a couple, or might even just have the double on the right hand side here, depending on how that guard lines up. Lots of discussion from both teams here in the fourth end of play. We're 2-all playing the fourth end. Team Tardi with last stone advantage. So I think the call's a board weight hit here, just a little on the high side. Looks like Miles is maybe changing things from the hack here, and a little bit of uncertainty. Nice shot from Miles there. So it looks like Tyler's trying to make the double on the red in the top two red there, and leave himself with a blue sort of in front of that red that's biting the button right now. A little thinner than they called, and looks like red is currently lying one, and Miles just might need to hit that blue and roll on top. Wanted to make sure he doesn't leave a double though, for Tyler to get his deuce. So he definitely needs to roll this in a little bit, I believe. While Team Tardi has been on the ice lots this summer leading up to this event, and like we said earlier, we're out in Oakville last week where they qualified and earned some valuable points. Miles spends lots of time in the summer Spiels in BC, so he's in mid-October form by now as well, so he's been throwing lots of rocks. A variety of summer Spiels happening in Parksville and whatnot. So I think the call's a hit and roll here towards the center line. So without getting a roll there, it looks like there's just enough room for Tyler to sort of come across the face of this one and sit there for two. Team Craig currently lying one. Final stone here from Team Tardi coming up. You are watching the fourth end of the King Cash Spiel, or Golden Ears BC. Boys are on it early, holding it out there. Happy with things now, and great weight and great team shot there, and it's going to be a deuce for Team Tardi here in the fourth end to take a 4-2 lead. Going into the fifth end, we will be back in just a moment.
Miles to go, champ.
Shouldn't we be going faster?
Nah, with Bel Air Direct, you can save money on your optional car insurance by driving safely.
Up to 25%. Slow and steady, champ.
Save up to 25% for safe driving on your optional car insurance with Bel Air Direct.
So lots of rocks in play so far this game to keep us entertained, and back and forth ends there. It was looking like Team Craig might be setting up for a steal, but Miles didn't quite get the roll, and great shot for two by Tyler there. Really noticed the weight control with Team Tardi. They're always playing a weight that involves the sweepers and brings every member of the team into play. So you can really tell this team spent a lot of time together and a lot of time working on how to manage a rock down the ice. So playing the fifth end here. I expect Tyler asked this one to be top 4 foot. As you've seen, Wes likes the rocks in play, so it might be in Tyler's best interest to keep it simple and continue to make shots. And Alex Horvath continues to place rocks where he's asked, and really playing well so far through 5 ends of play. The positioning of those first 2 rocks is so important when you want to follow an end plan, and Alex is really doing a good job of putting his rocks in the right place so far. And nice corner guard there from Keith. Well swept rock there, right on the money, and perfect center guard there for Alex Horvath. Keith Clark now looking to glue this one onto that blue rock in the top of the 4 foot. Nice freeze there from Keith. There's lots of curl out there. The speed is nice, and these athletes are putting us up on quite a show here, making lots of shots here as this game's getting underway. Jordan Tardi follows him down and bumps things around a little bit there. Wes seeing a chance now to get a blue rock behind the tee line and have that rock start helping him a little bit more. Jordan's looking to make the in-turn hit and roll here. Setting up well here for Wes, so he's just looking to make the run back and maybe bring that corner guard he threw earlier in the end back into play. A little unlucky there, stuffs it, and decision time for Team Tardi. Starting to feel like the first couple ends of this game. So looking to eliminate this corner guard that Wes threw earlier in the end and roll the shooter towards the center. Team Tardi leading by 2 without hammer here, playing the 5th. So just deciding which way they're going to come, whether they throw the in-turn here or the out-turn, it looks like, but looks like they're happy with the in-turn. decided on the out-turn draw here. It's going to be this one top 8 foot they're fighting, the blue one. So looking to make the hit and roll and hopefully kill the red and blue here. So keeping the weight up here and
There's going to be a tiebreaker for sure. I think it's either going to be a game or 2 games, but it's just one round. I think I might give you an option. Actually, I just kind of figured if, like, if you two are playing against each other,
so a little bit of an overcurl. Not going to quite make the double on the back one, and
yeah, that's why we started touring. Yeah, it's not as bad, but exactly. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Well, what was it last weekend? Whoever the one was last weekend. It was a HG club. I cannot imagine running an event scheduled traffic. Like, that's when we started entering this morning. Like, this morning's draw was supposed to be at 9.
so a little tight there, and Craig's not going to be happy with that result.
It's not like 7:30, especially with those. Yeah. That was happening. That is what's happening. That's what we're going to mention. And that's the other thing too. That is the worst way to turn the clock. Because when I was doing ice when I was a kid, I swam all day, 2 hours. I think that's pretty big. There's no buzzer going off and stuff like that.
Skips first here, just know what their best option here.
I just think that if you have decent car times,
They're looking at a tap right now. I think you want to be careful not to tap anything behind the tee line. I think even putting something in the top 12, the foot right now would be a good option. Nice placement from Team Tardi there, taking away that chop and lie or freeze off that back rock, and Miles are going to have to deal with those 3 blues in the top of the 8 foot. A little bit on the high side here. Only eliminating 1 here, and similar placement of the rock there is going to make it pretty tough for Team Craig to score here in the 5th end. So 1485 there on the hog to hog. This should be about T-line weight. So looking at if there is an out-turn draw there, or coming off that blue might be a little sharper. Looks like it's a shot here to give up 1 if you're coming off that blue. Get to the inside of the nose on that left blue one, you can get shot rock, but it just looks like it's there from the hack here. Looks like Miles is just playing the double here to give up the single. Miles really fired this one down there. Makes a great shot and gets himself a single there. What a shot from Miles Craig. Gets all three of them moving a little bit and scores his one. Great shot from Team Craig there. We'll be back in just a moment for the sixth end of action.
Miles ago, champ.
Shouldn't we be going faster?
Nah, with Bel Air Direct, you can save money on your optional car insurance by driving safely.
Up to 25%. Slow and steady, champ.
Save up to 25% for safe driving on your optional car insurance with Bel Air Direct.
And as we kick off action here in the sixth end of play, it is 4-3 for Team Tardi. They are one up with the hammer playing the sixth. Bear with me while I get our score up to date. Nice rock there from the lead on Team Craig, and Alex now just trying to put this one into the top 8 foot around the center guard. Another well-placed rock from Alex, and Jordan and Sterling did a great job sweeping that one. So Miles was calling the double center, but he's shifting gears now to make the freeze now. He's not sure what to do with Wes away here, it looks like. Just kidding. Need a little bit of curl here. I might see the switch happen. There we go. Good job from sweepers there to help make that shot. So a little heavy on that one for Alex, and chance now if Wes wants to make the double, he can, but he's just thinking things through here and figuring out how he wants to approach this end, trailing by 1 without last rock advantage. This is a nice call here, looking for the in-turn freeze from the second, Craig Burton. Keith Clark on the rock here. This one looks like it's curling a little early on them, and switching to maybe an audible here, playing the center guard. So if you're Team Tardi, you're currently up by 1 with the hammer playing 6. You can start to peel. And I think that's a wise move here. So those two rocks in the free guard zone there, those are going to be the problem rocks for Tyler later on in this end. So he's asking brother Jordan just to kill them both and maybe roll the shooter over for a corner guard. But main objective here is to make the double. A little bit of an overcurl there, hitting that on the wrong side, and all of a sudden it's nothing but red in the rings. So a little bit of an overcurl there, a chance for Tyler to have a look here and see how many of these reds he can kill. Again, the main goal here is to get rid of those two guards and see what happens in the house. So mission accomplished there. Gets 3 rocks moving and no more guards up. So makes up for that last one. And Team Craig is though lying 3. Just a little more room for everybody to breathe around the forfeit area there now. So we're on to thirds first of the 6th end here. This is the crossover game. Both these teams are at 2-1. Winner going to 3-1, and the loser obviously going to 2-2, and likely in a tiebreaker scenario. Wes Craig throwing the 3rd rocks for Team Craig from the Victoria Curling Center. Big thanks to our event sponsors here this week, Coronation Business Group, as well as tour sponsors, Bel Air Direct and Best Western. Also like to recognize the support we receive from Hosting BC and Via Sport for all the events on the BC Curling Tour this year, men's and ladies included. So looking to make the peel here, and great guard there by Wes Craig and the boys to place it there, and looking to make the peel and maybe kill one of those rocks in the 12 foot as well. So Wes is looking to place this guard just like he did on that last one. Keep it on the left side of the center line here, tight to the rings. A little bit of an overcurl there gives Team Tardi a chance to sort of hit and roll away and potentially force a hit out of Team Craig here on skips first, or at least a decision. Trailing by 1, you may, without hammer, you may just see Miles go around the center guard. Looking a little tight early here. The boys are on it hard. Well swept. Sure Sterling's going to give his sweepers a pat on the back on that one. Miles Craig now looking to do the same here. Coming at it from the other hack, he might be able to see just a little bit more of this rock and a little more finish. Miles Craig. It's close. Oh, and, first rub we've seen of the day, I think, for Miles, and all of a sudden it's a chance for Team Tardi to set themselves up for a multiple point score. It's been one of those games that's just been back and forth, shot by shot, and feel the momentum change a couple times during an end here. Very entertaining. Tyler and his team call the Langley Curling Center home. Nice shot there from Tyler, sitting 2. Doesn't look like there's a real way for Miles to get shot rock right now. He looks like he may even look at the run back here, but trying to avoid giving up the deuce at this point. So it looks like the call is just to tap this blue back and sit right there and make the deuce a little more difficult.
I found that you can get it here. We have it at Rules.
Miles has had a really solid game tonight. Other than that rub there we just saw, he's been making some great shots and expected to be close on this one. Keith is on it now, just trying to get all the finish he can. The roll away, it'll be a nose hit opportunity for Tyler to score his two. Sweepers are on this early, holding it. Got a nice job, and that control weight we've been seeing all game from Team Tardi is right on the money to score their deuce and take a 6-3 lead here after 6 ends of play. We will be back in just a moment with 7th end action from the King Cash and Golden Ears Winter Club.
Miles ago, champ.
Shouldn't we be going faster?
Nah, with Bel Air Direct, you can save money on your optional car insurance by driving safely.
Up to 25%. Slow and steady, champ.
Save up to 25% for safe driving on your optional car insurance with Bel Air Direct.
In addition to Bel Air Direct, our title sponsor of the BC Curling Tour, we'd like to recognize Best Western, along with Coronation Business Group, who's a great supporter here of the Golden Ears Winter Club. So Team Tardi taking a 6-3 lead now, playing 7. There's been lots of offense so far in this game, lots of rocks in play, and an inch here or two is decided every end. And Team Craig's skips first that last end, just rubbing the guard and opening up a chance for Tyler to take advantage, and he made no mistake to score his 2 there. So Alex is being asked to throw a pretty similar shot to the one he just threw, but this split the center line, top 4 would be good. Alex continues to be rock solid this game, really getting his team off to the end plan they need to. Another beauty from him there. You're recognizing Keith Clark from the earlier years. Remember, he played with Steve Watnan out of Nanaimo, and they had a ton of success on the tour, as well as at the BC Men's Championships. And Keith now plays on West's senior men's team at the competitive level. When we watched Team Cotter playing Team Wenzek earlier, we saw this same situation, and this rock sort of thrown as to the top 12 foot or a tight guard.
He must have
A little deeper than asked, but not bad. So Team Tardi would have liked that rock to be a little bit higher. What Team Craig's going to try to do is just manipulate those three a little bit and get them behind the tee line, one or two of them, and try to bring these corner guards into play a little later on in the end. But it's early days yet for Team Craig in the end, for sure. Nice job from Keith Clark there. Jordan being asked to peel the corner guard. Nice shot there. Miles and West just touching base here in the seventh end, making sure they're on the same page. These two have done a lot of curling together over the years. Both these teams at a 2-1 record, needing to win this game to move to 3-1 and clinch one of those top 6 playoff spots. If you're going to 2-2, I believe that'll be tiebreakers, but all that can be confirmed at curlingzone.com for up-to-date scoring and results. Thanks to the volunteers here at the Golden Ears Winter Club who are keeping all those scores up to date.
And my phone is always on. So.
For those of you getting tired of hearing my voice today, I'm happy to report that Jordan Kiss will be returning tomorrow, and but it will just be me for the remainder of the day. So we have 2 more draws ahead of us, excitingly enough. Next up will be Hudema versus Giles, and it is looking like there'll be a tiebreaker game tonight at 9 p.m. So for those of you that are glued to YouTube today, we'll continue to be curling on for the next 6 hours or so. As you can see, sometimes when the back end's figuring things out, it's all about just keeping your broom balanced. There's Jordan Tardy's doing a nice job there of balancing that broom. It's always interesting how some teams bring out the tempo in others, and one thing is with Wes is he always seems to slow the game down and create lots of discussion. It doesn't matter who he's playing against. The conversations always seem to happen when you're curling against Wes. You're always thinking. Looks like the call here is to play a little bit of a softer weight shot here and just change these angles up. So Team Tardy leading by 3, playing the 7th. It's his thirds first, and it looks like he's playing a freeze on the Team Craig rock, that shot rock. Maybe a tap of some sort there. This looks real close. Just need to curl a little more. Nice shot from Sterling there, and looks like that red rock will now exit between the two blues, as it wouldn't before. We are creating our own network there, W.
Where's our Governor Centric template?
Should see that red rock on the back of the button. Exit now. So it looks like the hit and roll's the call here from Team Craig. Looks close. So that'll leave a nice roll in there, leaving trying to get a little more curl out of that. They got all they could though and rolled in for shot stone. Just trying to get a better look at the angles here myself. Expect a high hard one here from Tyler Tardi. Makes it look pretty effortless. And leaves himself sitting for a great shot from Tyler Tardi in the 7th end of this game to clean things up. Miles here, just looking to make the hit and roll and maybe give himself a chance for two still, but more importantly, leave himself a reasonable chance to score his point here and play the last end down a couple maybe. Nice shot from Miles there. Really playing solid tonight and having a great game this evening. Even though he's down 3, he's played well. On the sheet beside us, Team Dangerfield down by 1 without last rock is forced to double out of Sean Gill here to avoid the extra end. Missed it a little on the high side, and it'll be looks like it might be a steal of 1 or a measure anyhow. It'll be a steal of 1 for Team Dangerfield, so there'll be an extra end on sheet 2 of 2 undefeated teams, Sean Gill versus Team Dangerfield. Tardi with the hit attempt here. Great shot. Looks like he left himself sitting 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Clearly see Miles doesn't want to be 2 down going home. He's looking at any other shot he can play to try to get his deuce. So he's looking to get 4 rocks moving here. Maybe just 3. Not sure who's out counting who there on the between the 2 and the 8 foot. Miles Craig, ordinarily the second on Jason Montgomery's men's team, is skipping this weekend in the King Cash. Steal of 1 and a steal of 2 in the last end will be handshakes, and Team Tardi is going to win this one 8-3. It's going to move them to 3-1 and push Craig back to 2-2, and have to see where they settle in the tiebreaker situation. Thanks very much for joining us tonight. We are going to be back in just an hour. In an hour's time with Team Hudema versus Team Giles. We will see you then.
Miles ago, champ.
Shouldn't we be going faster?
Nah, with Bel Air Direct, you can save money on your optional car insurance by driving safely.
Up to 25%. Slow and steady, champ.
Save up to 25% for safe driving on your optional car insurance with Bel Air Direct.